I'm an AMD guy for the most part. I actually started out on a full AMD machine. Now I'm using an i7 and 99390, so I'm still on the AMD train as far as GPUs go, but it doesn't mean I don't follow Nvidia. And that's how I came across this story. The 1080 Ti specs were allegedly leaked, and the specs are actually pretty out of this world, so I thought we'd go over them. Obviously, this thing is going to be running Pascal. This is the new standard for Nvidia cards, so this is not unexpected. Honestly, if it was not Pascal, I would definitely be scratching my head trying to figure out what Nvidia was thinking. 16 nanometer processor node. I'm going to be 100% honest here. I have no idea what a 16 nanometer processor node is or what it means, but I can tell you it's the same as the GTX Titan X, which, if you didn't know, was literally the 1% of graphics cards. If you had a Titan X, you are not only packing power, you are packing a power plant. The Titan was one of the most advanced cards in its generation, and even if it has similar specs to the 1080 Ti, that's really exciting. SM stands for shared memory. It's sitting at a strong 52 units. For comparison, the 1080 that's out right now has 40 SM units. So that means you have 12 more SM units in the Ti version, and that's actually pretty impressive. The thing that's even more impressive though is the Titan X has 56 SM units. That means the 1080 Ti is actually closer to the Titan X than its stock 1080 brother. This card is shaping up to be more of a twin to the Titan than a brother to the 1080. Cores per SM unit is 64 standard for 10 series cards. Here's a kicker: 10.8 teraflops in the 1080 Ti. This is crazy. Let's compare the two cards we've been talking about today. The stock 1080 has 9 teraflops, which is obviously really good because at this point it's probably one of the top 3 graphics cards on the market. The Titan X, on the other hand, has a staggering 11 teraflops. The 1080 Ti is almost identical in this category to the Titan X. The 1080 Ti is looking to be crazy powerful at this point. With 3,328 CUDA cores, the 1080 Ti is just about 200 CUDA cores away from the amount that Titan X has, which can make a difference, but not at this level. If you have over 3,000 CUDA cores, you really won't notice a difference of 200 CUDA cores at this level of graphical power. So on the side of things, we're looking at kind of a crazy amount of CUDA cores, but this is actually a really good way to estimate the size of this new graphics card. The 1080 has around 2,500 CUDA cores, and the dimensions are different for every manufacturer, but the one I'm looking at is 10.5 long and 5 inches wide. Knowing this, we can estimate the 1080 Ti will probably be slightly bigger than the current 1080. I would assume between 10.7 and 10.8 inches long and 5 to 5.3 inches wide. On the VRAM side of things, we're looking at a massive 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory. Realize it's not GDDR5X, so it will be a little slower, and I'm kind of warning about this one, but I think this can be written up as a leak, and maybe Nvidia is still changing this around. What I mean by it can be written up as a leak is that maybe the guy who leaked it, or the people who leaked it, didn't really get everything right. So I think that maybe it could be GDDR5X, but at this point, we have no idea. 384-bit memory bus. That's a lot, and it's actually on par with the Titan X. That's insane. The Titan X is about to be dethroned by the 1080 Ti, and it's looking almost as good. You know, the 1080 Ti is obviously going to be a little bit cheaper, and I think that with these specs, if they're true, you are literally looking at a Titan killer, which is kind of weird to think, because it's been the enthusiast grade card. It's been the card that you want in your system forever. And it's about to be dethroned by a 1080 Ti. 384 gigabytes per second memory bandwidth, slightly slower than the Titan X, but still higher than the current 1080, obviously. Base clock is 1503, and the boost clock is 1623. This is actually really fast. My 390 is sitting at just over 1000 megahertz, and to be 50% faster is definitely mouth-watering for me. I want to note here that the base clock and the boost clock for this 1080 Ti, they're actually both higher than the Titan X. So the base clock is actually higher than the boost clock for the Titan X, and the boost clock is obviously higher than both of those. So the Ti is going to be a world beater in this area. This thing is going to be fast, and it's likely going to be the fastest car on the market, at least for a while. This beast will take up 250 watts with an 8-pin and a 6-pin connector. As far as I can see from the chart here, this is actually one of the only reasons to not buy a Ti when it comes out. It takes a decent amount of power more, and it takes an extra connector. It's sad that it could be a deal breaker for some people who are looking into buying these high-end cards. Some people just don't have the extra money to spend on a crazy good power supply, and some people just don't want to do it. The last thing I want to say here is that it is a PCI 3.0 card, so just keep that in mind. With that, my name has been Z-Star. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.